Well, it's certainly been a mixed start to life here at Wycombe Wanderers. We're only not even a quarter way through the season, but some good news and bad news. Good news, we can score a lot of goals. The bad news is we concede a lot of goals at the same time. Hello everybody and welcome back to Unemployed to Legend, episode 3, Club 2 here with Wycombe Wanderers. My name is Craig and coming up in today's episode we have two home games. Just one home game against Sunderland and away against Salford. I'm thinking about the Leyton Orient match, which got postponed before the Sunderland game. But it's all good, we're going to come back anyway with a game against the league leaders, Sunderland. So a nice tasty match to get us started off here today. Since you were last with me, it has been mixed form, both in the league and in the cups for Wycombe Wanderers. We did make it through to the third round of the League Cup before getting knocked out by fellow divisional rivals Fleetwood. And we've been picking up points in the league, but at the same time just annoying little defeats and draws here and there against the likes of Fleetwood, Sheffield Wednesday, and there's another one against Crewe, who amazingly were like second in the league at that point. I don't know how they've strengthened so much. But that leaves us currently in 8th position in the league, just 2 points off the playoffs at the moment. Obviously the boards are just asking for a top half finish. I'm looking for a nice playoff push to see if we can get promoted out of League One at the first time of asking. But you can just see like the stronger teams in this division. Sunderland, 25 points, albeit they've played 2 games more than us and we played them today. Plymouth, who we did beat actually, we beat them 4-1. And they're still a long way ahead of us, 24 points. They've played a game more than us. But it's worth noting that in the last 4 games, we did switch tactic from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-4. Not counting that defeat against Fleetwood, which was in the League Cup. We smacked Plymouth 4-1, smacked Oxford 6-2, and then beat Exeter in the Pizza Trophy 4-0. So very happy so far about the progress we made with our new tactic. And hopefully we can continue that in today's episode. So this is going to be the 11 that we are going to be sending out against Sunderland, if I can remember who we're actually playing. In fact, before I say that, there were a couple more signings that we did make. Firstly, and he's starting in the 11 today, Billy Heaps on loan from Crystal Palace, a 19-year-old English midfielder, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. We brought him in before the second game that I showed against Curzon Ashton. I just completely forgot to show that he was actually in the squad now, but he only was on the bench. I don't think he actually came on in that game, so it's absolutely fine. But 2 goals, a player of the match award in 6 games, a 7.18 match rating. He's certainly starting to hit some form playing for us. Potentially a Premier League player in the future, currently League One standard. Very happy to have got him in to help out our midfield throughout the season. And the second signing we did make, where is he? There he is. Niall Wheeler, a 19-year-old English right back / centre back, and he's more than likely going to be a centre back because look how tall he is. He's 6'6". He's very slow, so we are working on that in training. But 6'6", he's going to be a monster from corners when needed. He's made 1 appearance in the league as a substitute. He's also made 3 cup appearances again as a substitute. He's not starting. He's not a starter player really, but he's just cover for Stewart and Critchlow in central defence. But we're just going to go through now the starting 11 for the game against Sunderland. Patterson in goal, Bueno, Critchlow, Stewart and McCarthy in defence. Bueno is starting because Fleming, where is he? He has been playing games, but he suffered a lower arm fracture about a month or so ago, but he should be alright in the next 2 weeks. He has been playing, but he's just not been informed, so Bueno is going to get the shout ahead of him. Heaps and Thompson in central midfield with Obita on the left wing. Adebayejo on the right wing, if I can say his name properly, and Smith and Jones as the 2 strikers up front. Sam Smith finally getting some starting time up front. So he's a target forward for us, and he's been linking up very well with Ricky J. Jones as the 2 strikers up front. In the Exeter game in the Pizza Trophy, they both scored and assisted each other about twice each. So very happy with their link-up play, and hopefully we'll be able to see a bit of that today, maybe here against Sunderland. Right, what we're going to go for here. Media's giving you a lot of credit recently. We'll go with that. We'll see if that can work. It's worth noting this game is on the telly as well, so we get ourselves a nice little payment. I think of about £5,000 for hosting this game, because this is, of course, at Adams Park. And that stadium is probably not too far off what Adams Park really looks like, so well done for the realism. Just no houses behind it. Adams Park is surrounded purely by woodlands and an industrial estate, which just looks weird. When you got to walk through the actual industrial estate, to get to the stadium. So whenever the game finishes, you just have to bypass a lot of lorries and a lot of taxis that happen to be in that one solitary road that's going in and out of the stadium. Adebayo just goes close there to putting Wycombe 1-0 up after, what, less than 4 minutes on the clock, I think. But certainly we started the brightest. But what has frustrated me about Wycombe so far this season is we actually won the ball there, but usually we don't win the ball there when the opponents bring the ball forwards, and that's just another example. We're very sloppy in possession, and it becomes very, very difficult to win the ball back. We've done it twice there. My goodness. Should I just keep talking about how we don't win the ball back and they just keep proving me wrong? And there is Sam Smith dropping very deep as the target forward. Pass it off, Bueno. Thank you very much. But it's just a bit frustrating just to see that in possession, in and out of possession, we can just be very, very sloppy. And I think Jones is offside there. If the ball has gone in, very good finish. But yeah, he's just strayed very, very much offside. He was offside the whole damn time. I know play off the last defender, son, but you know, maybe you just have a look over your shoulders, just see where he is. That would be very, very helpful. I just hope it doesn't get as frustrating as the Plymouth game, where we won that game 4-1, but we could have actually won 7-1. We had 3 goals chalked off for offside in the first half. It was really, really frustrating. I hated the referee. It's a good thing I probably don't remember what his name was, because I would be looking out for that name going forward, and I'd probably have PTSD every single time that we get him in the future, because he absolutely just annoyed me. I don't know if he just woke up on the bed the wrong side that day and chose violence, but certainly he was going to drive me and my fans and players to violence. And there is Jones, rounds the keeper, puts the ball in the back of the net. Billy Heaps, I believe that's what his 3rd, 4th assist in the league this season. We just had a look as well how many assists he had, but he's certainly coming on leaps and bounds in that central midfield role. Nice little ball forward, nice long ball, sorry, forward, not little ball. And Jones has got the pace all day, every day, just to upset League One defences. I love to see that. Sam Smith as well has been doing the same thing, just knocks the ball down or plays the ball forward, and Jones just steams forward past any defender in his path. 1-0 at half time, very good first half. And just judging by the XG, certainly we have deserved that thus far. 1 dead on 1 XG. Delighted with your performance. Keep that up, fellas. Keep it up. Stay inspired for the second half. And it also helps that we've had an 11-day break. Ooh, just over from Smith there. We've had an 11-day break since our last game, because what was supposed to be our previous game against Leyton Orient got postponed due to international call-ups, both for us and Leyton Orient. But thankfully it's allowed us a bit of a break. Sunderland did play in mid-week, so they will hopefully be a lot more tired than us. I was considering making a substitution there, but I realised it's like 62 minutes on the clock. A little bit early. But they are tiring. Just keeping an eye on our boys, just judging by down here. They're looking okay for the moment. In fact, let's just play forward a few more minutes, just to see if we can leave our substitutions as late as possible. So what we're going to do, who's looking tired? Thompson played a lot of games this season so far, so I just want to protect him a little bit. Smith has not exactly done that well in this game, so you know what, we're going to give a chance to Mark Scully, 6'8" as a target man. Let's just see if he's going to, how many balls he can win and just knock down for Jones. The big and little man combination, that's a combination that I do like to do at times. It's not something that I've done very often in this series. Certainly since I hit the Football League with Curzon Ashton, we've just played with one up front, and there is Jones. Still got a fair bit of pace about him. I'm noticing as well Obita and Adebayo are tiring on the flanks. There is Scully. Playing it through to Jones, puts it in the back of the net. Please let that count, because that would be Scully's first assist of the season, and yes it is. That's what well, I say that's what I'm waiting from Scully. It's not using his head, but he's very adept at using his feet, so why not? As long as he's doing the job that he's supposed to do, and that's get the ball to Jones, who cares? I just want Jones to continue banging them in the back of the net, and if Scully gets a hatful of assists in the meantime, then that's absolutely fine. He's not done much this season, which is a bit of a shame, but again, that's because I've been playing a lot of just one up front, but now we're playing two up front. It just gives an opportunity to let some of these players do a lot better in terms of playing out wide and playing up front. The midfield, though, is going to have to do a lot of work in the meantime. Right, we are just going to waste a little bit of time, do a bit of the normal game management. Nope, not distribute quickly. What do you think this is? We don't need to do that. And we are holding on for an excellent victory at the league leaders. Whether they'll still be league leaders is open to debates, depending on how Plymouth did. But a magnificent performance for us, and that will hopefully put us even closer. In fact, it puts us inside the playoffs. Oh, we were the first game of the day. Oh, lovely. That's why we were in the playoff places. But that's excellent stuff. 5 points behind Sunderland now, with 2 games in hand on them. Job well done. Now let's go and do the same thing to Salford. Right, second game now against Salford, and just before we get into that game, just want to show you the League One table and just how stupidly tight it is now at the top. You've got Fleetwood, Crewe, Plymouth and Sunderland all within a point of each other. I mean, Crewe have got to be in pole position right now. You see what I mean about Crewe being in the top 2 in League One. I mean, don't get me wrong, no offence to Crewe fans, but you've not exactly been a top level League One team in this entire save so far, and now all of a sudden you've just come good? I mean, did you get a Tycoon takeover or something? Let's just have a look. No, you didn't. You've raised the youth category though. Category 4 to Category 3, so you're going to get better youngsters. Better youngsters. But other than that, it just seems a bit perplexing that your club has suddenly decided to get better. But either way, we're going into this game. I don't think there's been any major changes. Nope, it's the same 11 as was. We did win very nicely against Sunderland, so let's see if we can try and keep the squad consistent for as long as we can. But I am very aware we're now playing on a Wednesday night after the Saturday game, and then we got another game on Saturday, so tiredness will be a thing. What? Fabian Delph is the manager of Salford. Okay, interesting. But let's just see if we can pick up where we left off last time. Let's pump some fists. Let's just make sure everyone is motivated, or at least seems motivated. I've realised there's a big difference actually on the screen between when it says seemed motivated and motivated. It's almost like, yeah, we're listening, but we're fine. We'll just go out and get on with it, hopefully. I mean, as long as they go out with green effectively next to them, then that's all that really matters. That's all I really want to see from this team. And we have a free kick after 15 minutes, and there is Adebayejo who heads over. He's been a very good threat from set pieces. He's not massively tall. He's 6'2", but he's tall enough that he's going to threaten a lot of defences with his aerial presence, which is what we want. I mean, the beginning of the season, or over the summer, trying to bring in players who are of decent height. I've got enough players who are like 5'5", 5'6", 5'8". I needed some 6 foot plus tall players, which is why Mark Scully and Niall Wheeler have come in. It's not very often you find players who are 6'8" or 6'6", respectively. Right, 0-0 at half time. Hardly anything happened in that first half. I mean, a draw away at Salford. I know they came up with Curzon Ashton from last season when we should be trying to beat teams like this, but we're playing away at a team who, in all honesty, they're going to be very tough to break down at home anyway, and they're not doing badly. I think they're sitting in mid-table, so they're certainly doing something right. It's certainly better than Curzon Ashton so far this season, who unfortunately are bottom of the league. I haven't shown how they're doing, but they haven't won a game in 13 this season, and it's a bit sad to see that they're not doing particularly well. They're trying to play hard to beat, which is why they've got 6 draws out of 13. So it's clear what they're trying to do, but it's not really working. At the moment, they're looking like relegation strugglers this season. And while they're struggling with relegation, sadly, hopefully we are getting closer towards being in that playoff hunt as we hit the midpoint of the season. Ricky J. Jones putting us 1-0 up. And Adebayo, heads against the post, but it gets scrambled in. It's the most lower league of lower league goals. Jones scrambling it across the goal line. The keeper trying in vain to keep that out. Adebayo hits the post there. Robson doesn't clear it. Jones puts it across. The keeper struggling to get to that ball. Didn't get to it in time. 2-0 to Wycombe Wanderers. Possibility of offside there, but the lines proved that he wasn't offside, so we're absolutely fine. And we have hit the 70-minute mark. So what I think that looks like it's going to be substitution for us. There's a lot of tired players out there. Yikes. Right. Chris Hutchins is going to come on for Thompson, protect Thompson, as we've already said. Casey's also going to come on for, bring him on for Stewart. I would have brought, where is he? Niall Wheeler, but he got injured unfortunately, so he's out for up to another week and a half with a gashed leg. I don't know when players get gashed legs. It takes 2 weeks apparently for them to recover from it. Obita's going to come off. Cooper is going to come on the left wing. Cooper's not really someone I've mentioned too often this season, but when he has played, he's been looking fairly solid on the left or right hand side. Don't know why I paused it. On the left or right hand side of our attacking midfield, which is always pleasing to see. And we're just going to see out this game a precious 2-0 victory on the road. Away victories in lower leagues, always fairly difficult to try and achieve, but we've done the job there. Well done, lads. Excellent stuff. I'd say that's a professional victory. Not much happened, but enough happened for us to bag the 3 points. And we keep ourselves in 6th place and in that playoff conversation, or even in the promotion conversation, because it's still, what, only 11-12 games into the season, so we could still mount an assault. We've got a lot of games left to mount an assault on the top 2, but it's still fairly early days anyway. We will see how the season goes from here. And we will be back for the next episode. I'm thinking probably around beginning of December. If there's an FA Cup second round game, depending who we get, I might show that. But I'm going to completely skip the first round draw anyway, which we got against Dartford away. But yeah, hopefully by December we'll have a better picture of where we will be for the middle part of this season, if we can launch a promotion assault going into the second half of the season. If you have enjoyed this episode, folks, make sure that you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss a single upload of Unemployed to Legend. I hope to have 3 episodes out of this series this week. So obviously today's Monday. Should have an episode out on Wednesday and Friday as well. But I thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.